Mm-hmm. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's see who's here. Arnie, oh, well, Arnie and me. Oh, yeah. Excuse me. Did he get back to me? And I just not known it? He probably went back to sleep, so it's probably yes. Arnie, are you here? And yes, my iPad actually finished charging. And I'll make my more iced coffee for the weekend. I most likely will use all my milk, but you know what? I don't need milk for during the week. Okay. Good morning. How is everybody doing today? The reason why I waited a few minutes to say that is because when you first go live, it takes like a minute for it to like go into the live. Especially if you're just sitting there in the chat. Um, Good morning. How are you today? I hope you're well. This is Devotions, and this channel is strictly for adults and teenagers who suffer from depression, anxiety, stress, or what anything else they need help with. And this is not intended for kids under the age of 13. But since it's Devotions, everybody's welcome. As long as you behave yourself. Go down, guys. Something I cannot say nothing about, so don't ask. Oh, boy. Oh, I never stayed in. Donut Devotions. Okay. Okay, Vicky. I never stayed in. There we go. Let me stay in. That made me laugh a little bit. Okay. Let's go to. I wish I had a donut. Um. Okay. I'm at his. What the heck? Oh. Sorry, Arnie. I sent you a thumbs up. I have no idea why. Everybody hit the like button. So let's see who else is here. Same people. Okay. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us for our trespasses. Forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not to temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Sorry, I had to say a private prayer. Okay. Let's just get into it. We're going to be listening to Jesus Calling March 6th by the one, the only, Arnie Will. Arnold. Hey, Arnold! Arnie, you should really make these public.
Today's devotion for March 6th, coming from Jesus Calling, and Jesus Lives. Yeah, wake up, sleepyhead. Wake up, Layla. Sleepyhead.
She's saying, leave me alone, boy.
I, Arnie, of the Layla and Maya and much more channels, first, second, and third, give Michelle of Michelle's Adult Coloring Therapy to use my content for today's devotion. Continue on this path with me. Enjoy my presence, even in adversity. I am always before you, as well as alongside you. See me beckoning to you. Come follow me, the one who goes ahead of you, opening your way, is the same one who stays close and never lets go of your hand. I am not subject to limitations of time or space. I am everywhere at every time, ceaselessly working on your behalf. That is why your best efforts are trusting me and living close to me. Then Hebrew 7, verse 25, Psalm 37, Psalms 37, verse 3 and 4.
I used to pronounce it like that too.
Hebrews 7, verse 25. Therefore, he is able to save completely those who come to God through him, because he always lives to intercede for them. Psalm 47, verse 3 and 4. He subdued nations under us, peoples under our feet. He chose our inheritance for us, the pride of Jacob, whom he loved. I want you to spend time with me for the pure pleasure of being in my company. When you take delight in my presence, you experience a foretaste of the eternal pleasures I have prepared for you. Unfortunately, the dailiness of life tends to pull you down, and your focus on routine duties often obscures your awareness of me. To enjoy my companionship in all that you do. Wait in my presence while I reveal myself to you. Put aside thoughts of tasks away. Whoa!
That was not me.
Yes, there is a storm warning for my area.
You're too late, Arnie.
Okay, now. To
That was not me.
In all that you do. Wait in my presence while I reveal myself to you. Put aside thoughts of tasks awaiting you as you focus pleasurably on me. Allow awareness of my presence to become imprinted on your consciousness. Then move gently from this contemplative time into your routine duties and continue communion with me, asking me to be vibrantly involved in your work. Having already connected with me at a deep level, you can find me more easily in the midst of your activities. Naturally, you will lose sight of me at times. I know you're only human, but you can reconnect readily by moving towards me in your thoughts, words, and feelings. The more you include me in your awareness, the brighter your day will be. Your routines will sparkle with liveliness of my company. I wait for the Lord. My soul waits. And in his word I put my hope. My soul waits for the Lord more than watchmen wait for the morning. More than watchmen wait for the morning. Psalm 130, verse 5 and 6. As a father has compassion on his children, so the Lord has compassion on those who fear him. For he knows how we are formed. He remembers that we are dust. Psalm 103, verse 13 and 14. For in him we live and move and have our being. As some of your own poets have said, we are his offspring. Acts 17, verse 28. And that's today's devotion for March 6th. Coming from Jesus Calling and Jesus Lives. Ow. Layla. Hey, sleepyhead. Hey, sleepyhead. Hey, you.
I hear her
I'm
purring.
gonna check and see what's going on outside since there's a storm warning.
Okay, let's get to the chat. Don't know. Okay, we're going to be reading Hebrews chapter 7, verse 25, Psalms chapter 7, verse 3 and 4. Hey, Jackie, how are you? Shame on you. I'm first. No, that's Jackie. Come on, Arnie. Okay. Verse 7. Whoops. No, not verse 7. Verse 25. Therefore he is able once and forever to save those who come to God through him. He lives forever to intercede with God on his behalf. And now we'll just listen to it.
Chapter 7. Melchizedek is greater than Abraham. This Melchizedek was king of the city of Salem, and also a priest of God Most High. When Abraham was returning home after winning a great battle against the kings, Melchizedek met him and blessed him. Then Abraham took a tenth of all he had captured in battle and gave it to Melchizedek. The name Melchizedek means King of Justice, and King of Salem means King of Peace. There is no record of his father or mother, or any of his ancestors, no beginning or end to his life. He remains a priest forever, resembling the Son of God. Consider then how great this Melchizedek was. Even Abraham, the great patriarch of Israel, recognized this by giving him a tenth of what he had taken in battle. Now the law of Moses required that the priests, who are descendants of Levi, must collect a tithe from the rest of the people of Israel, who are also descendants of Abraham. But Melchizedek, who was not a descendant of Levi, collected a tenth from Abraham, and Melchizedek placed a blessing upon Abraham.
Instead of pressing the J, I pressed the H and didn't realize it until I posted it.
The one who had already received the promises of God. And without question, the person who has the power to give a blessing is greater than the one who is blessed.
I'm thinking of a dear friend of mine, so that's my excuse.
The priests who collect tithes are men who die. So Melchizedek is greater than they are, because we are told that he lives on. In addition, we might even say that these Levites, the ones who collect the tithe, paid a tithe to Melchizedek when their ancestor Abraham paid a tithe to him. For although Levi wasn't born yet, the seed from which he came was in Abraham's body when Melchizedek collected the tithe from him. So, if the priesthood of Levi, on which the law was based, could have achieved the perfection God intended, why did God...
I forgot to talk about the passage I wrote. I read. Oh well.
need to establish a different priesthood with a priest in the order of Melchizedek
My
instead
class
of
is today.
the order of Levi and Aaron. And if the priesthood is changed, the law must also be changed to permit it. For the priest we are talking about belongs to a different tribe, whose members have never served at the altar as priests. What I mean is, our Lord came from the tribe of Judah, and Moses never mentioned priests coming from that tribe. Jesus is like Melchizedek. This change has been made very clear since a different priest who is like Melchizedek has appeared. Jesus became a priest, not by meeting the physical requirement of belonging to the tribe of Levi, but by the power of a life that cannot be destroyed. And the psalmist pointed this out when he prophesied, "You are a priest forever in the order of Melchizedek." Yes, the old requirement about the priesthood was set aside because it was weak and useless, for the law never made anything perfect. But now we have confidence in a better hope, through which we draw near to God. This new system was established with a solemn oath.
Boy.
His descendants became priests without such an oath. But there was an oath regarding Jesus, for God said to him, "The Lord has taken an oath and will not break his vow. You are a priest forever." Because of this oath, Jesus is the one who
It's official. I'm going to the gym. Yay.
guarantees this better covenant with God. There were many
I was going no matter what anyway. I had a backup.
priests under the old system, for death prevented them from remaining in office. But because Jesus lives forever, his priesthood lasts forever. Therefore, he is able once and forever to save those who come to God through him. He lives forever to intercede with God on their behalf. He is the kind of high priest we need because he is holy and blameless. unstained by sin. He has been set apart from sinners and has been given the highest place of honor in heaven. Unlike those other high priests, he does not need to offer sacrifices every day. They did this for their own sins first, and then for the sins of the people. But Jesus did this once for all when he offered himself as the sacrifice for the people's sins. The law appointed high priests who were limited by human weakness. But after the law was given, God appointed his Son with an oath, and his Son has been made the perfect high priest forever.
Okay, sorry. Next is Psalms chapter 37, verse 3 and 4. Whew. I just hope I can do all of the exercises with no problem, you know? Last time I had to sit down, my legs got so tight and so tight. Did you get a nose for it? Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Let me see. I'm returning. Yes. Before that, the same. Oh, yeah, on both your channels. Hey, did you try your coloring book yet? Okay, next is Psalms. Oh, the 4th. Oops. I missed someone's birthday. I hear a mouse. Psalms chapter 37. Oh, I hope I read the right passage. It just dawned on me. What if I didn't hit the right passage of Hebrews? Okay, I'm gonna check. Oh, I did. Okay, whew. I just had to check to see if I did the right passage, because one time, for some reason, I put in for one book and it went to a different book, and then they had a big update. So, Psalms chapter 37, 3 and 4. 3 will be in yellow, 4 will be in blue, because 4 is already in blue. That's a good way of, I think after purple's going to be, no, not green. All right, Psalms chapter 37, verse 3 and 4. Trust in the Lord and do good. Then you will live safely in the land and prosper. Take delight in the Lord, and he will give you your heart's desires. I think that's self-explanatory, that those two verses. Yeah, go through your book and look at it. And you can make it anything you want. That's what's so exciting about coloring books. My mom had to teach me you can color any color. Because I used to say, what's her color supposed to be? I used to ask that all the time. I say, my dad said, anything. I'm like, I don't know. My mom says, anything. You can color the sky pink if you wanted. I'm like, I said, no, I'll color the sky blue, but the clouds will be pink. Okay, let's just listen to Psalms. I don't think this is too long. No, it's only 40 long.
Psalm 37. Don't worry about the wicked or envy those who do wrong. For like grass, they soon fade away. Like spring flowers, they soon wither. Trust in the Lord and do good. Then you will live safely in the land and prosper. Take delight in the Lord, and he will give you your heart's desires. Commit everything you do to the Lord. Trust him, and he will help you. He will make your innocence radiate like the dawn, and the justice of your cause will shine like the noonday sun. Be still in the presence of the Lord and wait patiently for him to act. Don't worry about evil people who prosper or fret about their wicked schemes. Stop being angry. Turn from your rage. Do not lose your temper. It only leads to harm. For the wicked will be destroyed, but those who trust in the Lord will possess the land. Soon the wicked will disappear. Though you look for them, they will be gone. The lowly will possess the land and will live in peace and prosperity. The wicked plot against the godly. They snarl at them in defiance. But the Lord just laughs, for
What shade of orange did you use? Maybe a yellow orange will be good.
he sees their day of judgment coming. The wicked draw their
Does it look like doomsday is coming?
swords and string their bows to kill the poor and the oppressed, to slaughter those who do right. But their swords will stab their own hearts, and their bows will be broken. It is better to be godly and have little than to be evil and rich. For the strength of the wicked will be shattered, but the Lord takes care of the godly. Day by day the Lord takes care of the innocent, and they will receive an inheritance that lasts forever. They will not be disgraced in hard times. Even in famine, they will have more than enough. But the wicked will die. The Lord's enemies are like flowers in a field. They will disappear like smoke. The wicked borrow and never repay, but the godly are generous givers. Those the Lord blesses will possess the land, but those he curses will die. The Lord directs the steps of the godly. He delights in every detail of their lives. Though they stumble, they will never fall, for the Lord
You go light and easy. You get the lightest color. Because if that's not dark enough, you can always get a darker color. Bad girl.
holds them by the hand. Once I was young, and now I am old. Yet I have never seen the godly abandoned, or their children begging for bread. The godly always give generous loans to others, and their children are a blessing. Turn from evil and do good, and you will live in the land forever. For the Lord loves justice, and he will never abandon the godly. He will keep them safe forever, but the children of the wicked will die. The godly will possess the land, and will live there forever. The godly offer good counsel. They teach right from wrong. They have made God's law their own, so they will never slip from his path. The wicked wait in ambush for the godly, looking for an excuse to kill them. But the Lord will not let the wicked succeed, or let the godly be condemned when they are put on trial. Put your hope in the Lord. Travel steadily along his path. He will honor you by giving you the land. You will see the wicked destroyed. I have seen wicked and ruthless people flourishing like a tree in its native soil. But when I looked again, they were gone. Though I searched for them, I could not find them. Look at those who are honest and good, for a wonderful future awaits those who love peace. But the rebellious will be destroyed. They have no future. The Lord rescues the godly. He is their fortress in times of trouble. The Lord helps them, rescuing them from the
Maybe it depends. Depends how. Let's see how the workout goes.
wicked. He saves them, and they find shelter in him.
Okay. Now we go on to the anger management. Day 5. Day 5, introduction. Most of us like to think of ourselves as having enough self-control to not respond in ways that cause us to lose our integrity, even under pressure. But giving into anger is one way to quickly derail or stability. Stability. I don't know. Or our ability to trust our own judgment. Anger makes us vulnerable. It exposes us, making it challenging to control what we say and do. God's word painfully tells us this, comparing an angry person to a city that has no defenses. Pray. God, teach me how to guard my thoughts, words, and actions so I will not fall prey to anger. I forgot. I put this in the chat. God, teach me how to guard my thoughts, comma, words, comma, and actions so I will not fall prey to anger. I'm just proofreading, yeah. Now read. The wise writer of Proverbs plants in a unique picture of an angry person. Proverbs 25:28. We'll read that after we're done reading this. Up until about the mid 19th century, walks were built around cities as their first means of defense. We think of the Berlin Wall or of the biblical account of the famous wall of Jericho that is thought to have been about 20 feet thick. Wow. With these images in mind, do you think the wiser writer of Proverbs makes an effective comparison? Why or why not? Respond. I thought so. Write your own proverb to remind you how important it is to retain your temper. Then post it where you'll see it often. You may emphasize vulnerability or reflect on the benefit of maintaining control. Here's an example. Number one, people who do not control their temper are like a sports car being driven by a careless driver. Or number two, like a tree with roots firmly planted, so are those who control the temper. I like that one. Can I use that one? Okay, that one's done. Proverbs 28. Proverbs chapter 25, verse 28. And we also will read this one too. A person without self-control is like a city with broken down walls. Think of that one. In other words,
A person without...
That's not what I meant. Just think about that. That's like a prison without any bars.
Chapter 25. More Proverbs of Solomon. These are more Proverbs of Solomon collected by the advisors of King Hezekiah of Judah. It is God's privilege to conceal things and the king's privilege to discover them. No one can comprehend the height of heaven, the depth of the earth, or all that goes on in the king's mind. Remove the impurities from silver, and the sterling will be ready for the silversmith. Remove the wicked from the king's court, and his reign will be made secure by justice. Don't demand an audience with the king or push for a place among the great. It's better to wait for an invitation to the head table than to be sent away in public disgrace. Just because you've seen something, don't be in a hurry to go to court. For what will you do in the end if your neighbor deals you a shameful defeat? When arguing with your neighbor, don't betray another person's secret. Others may accuse you of gossip, and you will never regain your good reputation.
Nope.
Timely advice is lovely, like golden apples in a silver basket. To one who listens, valid criticism is like a gold earring or other gold jewelry. Trustworthy messengers refresh like snow in summer. They revive the spirit of their employer. A person who promises a gift but doesn't give it is like clouds and wind that bring no rain. Patience can persuade a prince, and soft speech can break bones. Do you like honey? Don't eat too much, or it will make you sick. Don't visit your neighbors too often, or you will wear out your welcome. Telling lies about others is as harmful as hitting them with an axe, wounding them with a sword, or shooting them with a sharp arrow. Putting confidence in an unreliable person in times of trouble is like chewing with a broken tooth or walking on a lame foot. Singing cheerful songs to a person with a heavy heart is like taking someone's coat in cold weather.
His tomorrow is recap Saturdays. So we'll be doing everything, we'll be reading everything that we already read.
Or pouring vinegar in a wound. If your enemies are hungry, give them food to eat. If they are thirsty, give them water to drink. You will heap burning coals of shame on their heads, and the Lord will reward you. As surely as a north wind brings rain, so a gossiping tongue causes anger. It's better to live alone in the corner of an attic than with a quarrelsome wife in a lovely home. Good news from far away is like cold water to the thirsty. If the godly give in to the wicked, it's like polluting a fountain or muddying a spring. It's not good to eat too much honey, and it's not good to seek honors for yourself. A person without self-control is like a city with broken down walls.
And that's it. That's it for today, and I hope everybody has a great morning. That was a short one. It's only 7:30 and we're done with our devotions. No, we're not. Hold on. No, we're not done. We read 4 chapters of Proverbs. And I don't think I've read. Oh boy. That's the only thing I did not write down on this paper. What proverb to read. So hold on. I'll put it right here. I read yesterday. I saw you. We need 20. 20 through 23. And so, I almost forgot about that. Oh, wait a minute. Stop. We got to get out of this first. Chapters 20.
Chapter 20.
Okay.
Wine produces mockers. Alcohol leads to brawls. Those led astray by drink cannot be wise. The king's fury is like a lion's roar. To rouse his anger is to risk your life. Avoiding a fight is a mark of honor. Only fools insist on quarreling. Those too lazy to plow in the right season will have no food at the harvest. Though good advice lies deep within the heart, a person with understanding will draw it out. Many will say they are loyal friends, but who can find one who is truly reliable? The godly walk with integrity. Blessed are their children who follow them. When a king sits in judgment, he weighs all the evidence, distinguishing the bad from the good. Who can say, I have cleansed my heart, I am pure and free from sin? False weights and unequal measures, the Lord detests double standards of every kind. Even children are known by the way they act, whether their conduct is pure and whether it is right. Ears to hear and eyes to see, both are gifts from the Lord. If you love sleep, you will end in poverty. Keep your eyes open, and there will be plenty to eat. The buyer haggles over the price, saying it's worthless, then brags about getting a bargain. Wise words are more valuable than much gold and many rubies. Get security from someone who guarantees a stranger's debt. Get a deposit if he does it for foreigners. Stolen bread tastes sweet, but it turns to gravel in the mouth.
Yep.
Plans succeed through good counsel. Don't go to war without wise advice. A gossip goes around telling secrets, so don't hang around with chatterers. If you insult your father or mother, your light will be snuffed out in total darkness. An inheritance obtained too early in life is not a blessing in the end. Don't say, I will get even for this wrong. Wait for the Lord to handle the matter. The Lord detests double standards. He is not pleased by dishonest scales. The Lord directs our steps, so why try to understand everything along the way? Don't trap yourself by making a rash promise to God and only later counting the cost. A wise king scatters the wicked like wheat, then runs his threshing wheel over them. The Lord's light penetrates the human spirit, exposing every hidden motive. Unfailing love and faithfulness protect the king. His throne is made secure through love. The glory of the young is their strength. The gray hair of experience is the splendor of the old. Physical punishment cleanses away evil. Such discipline purifies the heart.
That is so true. How you can... I'm paying attention even though I'm reading.
Chapter 21. The king's heart is like a stream of water directed by the Lord. He guides it wherever he pleases. People may be right
Well, it scared me too. And then it said it's not me.
in their own eyes, but the Lord examines their heart. The Lord is more pleased when we do what is right and just than when we offer him sacrifices. Haughty eyes, a proud heart, and evil actions are all sin. Good planning and
not
hard
writing
work
right now.
lead to prosperity, but hasty shortcuts lead to poverty. Wealth created by a lying tongue is a vanishing mist and a deadly trap. The violence of the wicked sweeps them away because they refuse to do what is just. The guilty walk a crooked path. The innocent travel a straight road. It's better to live alone in the corner of an attic than with a quarrelsome wife in a lovely home. Evil people desire evil. Their neighbors get no mercy from them. If you punish a mocker, the simple-minded become wise. If you instruct the wise, they will be all the wiser. The righteous one knows what is going on in the homes of the wicked. He will bring disaster on them. Those who shut their ears to the cries of the poor will be ignored in their own time of need. A secret gift calms anger. A bribe under the table pacifies fury. Justice is a joy to the godly, but it terrifies evildoers. The person who strays from common sense will end up in the company of the dead. Those who love pleasure become poor. Those who love wine and luxury will never be rich. The wicked are punished in place of the godly, and traitors in place of the honest. It's better to live alone in the desert than with a quarrelsome, complaining wife. The wise have wealth and luxury, but fools spend whatever they get. Whoever pursues righteousness and unfailing love will find life, righteousness, and honor. The wise conquer the city of the strong and level the fortress in which they trust. Watch your tongue and keep your mouth shut, and you will stay out of trouble. Mockers are proud and haughty. They act with boundless arrogance. Despite their desires, the lazy will come to ruin, for their hands refuse to work. Some people are always greedy for more, but the godly love to give. The sacrifice of an evil person is detestable, especially when it is offered with wrong motives. a false witness will be cut off, but a credible witness will be allowed to speak. The wicked bluff their way through, but the virtuous think before they act. No human wisdom or understanding or plan can stand against the Lord. The horse is prepared for the day of battle, but the victory belongs to the Lord.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Chapter 22. Choose a good reputation over great riches. Being held in high esteem is better than silver or gold. The rich and poor have this in common: the Lord made them both. A prudent person foresees danger and takes precautions. The simpleton goes blindly on and suffers the consequences. True humility and fear of the Lord lead to riches, honor, and long life. Corrupt people walk a thorny, treacherous road. Whoever values life will avoid it. Direct your children onto the right path, and when they are older, they will not leave it. Just as the rich rule the poor, so the borrower is servant to the lender. Those who plant injustice will harvest disaster, and their reign of terror will come to an end. Blessed are those who are generous, because they feed the poor. Throw out the mocker, and fighting goes too. Quarrels and insults will disappear. Whoever loves a pure heart and gracious speech will have the king as a friend. The Lord preserves those with knowledge, but he ruins the plans of the treacherous. The lazy person claims, "There's a lion out there. If I go outside, I might be killed." The mouth of an immoral woman is a dangerous trap. Those who make the Lord angry will fall into it. A youngster's heart is filled with foolishness, but physical discipline will drive it far away. A person who gets ahead by oppressing the poor or by showering gifts on the rich will end in poverty.
That's weird.
Sayings of the wise. Listen to the words of the wise. Apply your heart to my instruction, for it is good to keep these sayings in your heart and always ready on your lips. I am teaching you today, yes, you, so you will trust in the Lord. I have written 30 sayings for you, filled with advice and knowledge. In this way, you may know the truth and take an accurate report to those who sent you. Don't rob the poor just because you can, or exploit the needy in court. For the Lord is their defender. He will ruin anyone who ruins them. Don't befriend angry people or associate with hot-tempered people, or you will learn to be like them and endanger your soul.
Right.
Don't agree to guarantee another person's debt or put up security for someone else. If you can't pay it, even your bed will be snatched from under you. Don't cheat your neighbor by moving the ancient boundary markers set up by previous generations. Do you see any truly competent workers? They will serve kings rather than working for ordinary.
Well, hello there, Sonia. How are you? Thank you for coming to my devotions. And I just pinned a prayer if you want to write it down and say it. You just have to click my pinned message
people.
and it'll say it. Yeah, just like that. Yep. All you have to do is touch it.
Chapter 23.
This is the last one.
While dining with a ruler, pay attention to what is put before you. If you are a big eater, put a knife to your throat. Don't desire all the delicacies, for he might be trying to trick you.
Hi, Sue.
Don't wear yourself out trying to get rich. Be wise enough to know when to quit. In the blink of an eye, wealth disappears, for it will sprout wings and fly away like an eagle. Don't eat with people who are stingy. Don't desire their delicacies. They are always thinking about how much it costs. Eat and drink, they say, but they don't mean it. You will throw up what little you've eaten, and your compliments will be wasted. Don't waste your breath on fools, for they will despise the wisest advice. Don't cheat your neighbor by moving the ancient boundary markers. Don't take the land of defenseless orphans, for their Redeemer is strong. He himself will bring their charges against you. Commit yourself to instruction. Listen carefully to words of knowledge. Don't fail to discipline your children. They won't die if you spank them. Physical discipline may well save them from death. My child, if your heart is wise, my own heart will rejoice. Everything in me will celebrate when you speak what is right. Don't envy sinners, but always continue to fear the Lord. You will be rewarded for this. Your hope will not be disappointed. My child, listen and be wise. Keep your heart on the right course. Do not carouse with drunkards or feast with gluttons, for they are on their way to poverty, and too much sleep clothes them in rags. Listen to your father who gave you life, and don't despise your mother when she is old. Get the truth and never sell it. Also get wisdom, discipline, and good judgment. The father of godly children has cause for joy. What a pleasure to have children who are wise. So give your father and mother joy. May she who gave you birth be happy. Oh, my son, give me your heart. May your eyes take delight in following my ways. A prostitute is a dangerous trap. A promiscuous woman is as dangerous as falling into a narrow well. She hides and waits like a robber, eager to make more men unfaithful. Who has anguish? Who has sorrow? Who is always fighting? Who is always complaining? Who has unnecessary bruises? Who has bloodshot eyes? It is the one who spends long hours in the taverns, trying out new drinks. Don't gaze at the wine, seeing how red it is, how it sparkles in the cup, how smoothly it goes down. For in the end it bites like a poisonous snake. It stings like a viper. You will see hallucinations. You will say crazy things. You will stagger like a sailor, tossed at sea, clinging to a swaying mast. And you will say, they hit me, but I didn't feel it. I didn't even know it when they beat me up. When will I wake up so I can look
You're welcome, Sonia.
for another drink?
And that is it for today. And I hope everybody has a blessed day. Remember, if you have a friend that you haven't seen in a while, why don't you go call them? Love, don't judge. Peace out.